Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shalay and I'm a spiritual entrepreneur who has dedicated their entire lives to living one that is intuitively led, and I basically document that process here on YouTube. Hi. I woke up in really funky energy today. I don't know if you can tell by all of this, but I got myself ready because, you know, when you feel like shit, getting yourself ready just kind of makes you feel better. And I did it to myself. Like, I had a really busy weekend where I was waking up really early and I felt like I just wanted to sleep in, but I wanted to just like laze around in bed, which is fine. Like, I think it's so important to listen to your body, particularly when you need rest. But then I grabbed my phone and then I started to scroll TikTok and then Instagram, and then all of these like limiting beliefs came up. People don't realize this, but what ends up happening is when you actually like scroll social media and you scroll TikTok, you're actually absorbing all of these people's energy. So I'm not talking about like actually like consuming, I'm talking actually like absorbing the creator's energy. Have you noticed that like sometimes when you go on social media, you get off and you just feel like fucking shit and you don't even know why? Like, it's not necessarily anything you consumed, but you just don't feel good. It's because you are absorbing so much shit at once. I literally have an entire program on reprogramming where I talk about how important it is not to do what I just did this morning. I've owned up to my mistakes. I know better. I haven't had a coffee yet, so I'm gonna make a coffee. Like, what's happening? What is this? I am just not in the energy. Like, my limiting beliefs, the way that I'm feeling, just feeling so blah. I've literally created a life for myself where I don't have to sit here and do work if I don't want to. If I'm not feeling it in this moment, I don't have to. That was a big thing that I wanted for my life. When I was working for somebody else, I really hated the fact that I would have to ignore how I felt. But now that I essentially create my own schedule, I can now choose when I do my work. And I prefer to show up and create when I'm actually in a really good energy, because that goes back to what I was saying this morning. When you consume content online, you're literally consuming the content creator's energy, like how they were when they were creating that piece of content, what they were thinking, what they were feeling, right? And I'm realizing how funny that's sounding now that I'm saying I'm in a funky energy and I'm creating this video, but that's the point of these vlogs. Like, I want to be as real as I possibly can be, and I really didn't want to pick up the camera today. I don't want to like give that to you know what I mean? So setting the intention that, you know what, let's do it together. This is what we do. Rub your hands together, call back all of your energy, push away all of my energy and be like, no, her shit can stay with her and this is my shit, and there's an energetic shield between us right now. Setting the intention that you don't take on anything that isn't yours and that is of a low vibration. In saying all of that, like I said, I've created a life for myself where I don't have to sit here and work and force myself through this funky energy just to perform and get shit done. This has been like hard for me to do, to like reprogram myself out of thinking that I have to like work, hustle my ass off in order to get X, Y, and Z results. But thankfully, I'm feeling a lot more at ease with actually taking time for myself throughout the day to be like, okay, I actually don't feel like I'm in the energy to show up today, so what can I do instead? So I'm really feeling like I just need to like nourish myself right now. I think I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day just tending to me. So something that I like to do only if I'm in the mood, when I'm having like a bad energy day where my limiting beliefs are a little bit strong, is I like to put on content that makes me feel good or that reminds me of the truth, right? That puts me back into my power. Now, I don't just mindlessly consume content. Sometimes when I'm feeling like this, consuming content actually makes me feel worse. But if you can find somebody that actually makes you feel good, that gives you your power back, that reminds you of the truth, highly recommend consuming them. So for me personally, I've been obsessed with Genevieve Rackham as of late. She was actually a guest on the Consciously Thriving podcast, and that episode goes out this week, and I'm like fucking in awe because that was a manifestation come to life. So that episode's available on the Consciously Thriving podcast. It'll be sometime this week, I'm sure. I just consumed an unnatural amount of salad and potato all in one sitting. Holy shit. Anyway, I was trying to read and eat at the same time. Not an easy task, by the way. I was attempting to do it nevertheless, right? I haven't read all weekend actually, which is really strange for me, but it was my partner's birthday weekend, so I was trying to give him all of my attention. I picked up my book and I was reading a chapter, and it actually reminded me of what I was saying this morning when I said that you can actually feel the energy of content creators. You can feel their intention behind what they're creating. And that's why you have to be really mindful on social media, right? Because you end up absorbing all of this shit. But since actually taking up reading now, I'm beginning to understand this on such a deeper level, because with reading, you aren't distracted by like noises and da-da-da-da. It's just the words on the page. So I'm really paying attention to each word on the page, and I can literally hear the author's thought process behind each word that she's writing, when she's writing a sentence, where she's going to go with it. Like, even there have been times where I've like looked at a word and I hear the author's thought process with that word, like thinking, does that word really fit there? Does she like, will people think it's weird, and should she remove it? Like, to that level. And it's just really taking this whole like everything is energy to the next level for me. I just cleaned up the kitchen and now it's time to try something new for today. If you've been following me on my Instagram or TikTok, then you would have seen that I'm doing a challenge where I try something new every single day. So I was going to do some yoga, but I'm like, you know what? My something new for today can actually be doing Qigong instead of yoga. I'm going to switch it up. That's going to be my something new for today. So I'm going to place you here. Oh my God, I found this video that says a Qigong practice to lift your mood. And the description is, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? That's what I need. that Qigong practice was actually so good. I'm really glad that I did that instead of yoga, just because it like changes things up a little bit, and it actually worked. So I'll leave the video linked below, the one that I did, but it was meant to like uplift your mood, and that's how I felt during it. Like I just felt like giggling, and it was really, really, really good. Today my mind was like so active while I was in that meditation. So what I like to do when my mind is like that is I focus on my breath, but I begin to count my breath. So I'll breathe in for a count of 5 and then exhale for a count of 5, and that's just what I'm focusing on throughout the entire thing whenever my mind like wants to go off. And it will, because your meditation practices will change depending on the day, depending on the energy that you're in. So I'm just using some Palo Santo right now to clear my energy. I actually haven't done this in a while. I only really do this when I feel called. I don't know if this is correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I read somewhere that Palo Santo, this has just always been in my head. So Palo Santo removes negative energy and it preserves positive energy, whereas sage removes all negative and positive energy. Is that correct? I'm not sure. But I feel the difference between like using sage and using Palo Santo. Sage kind of feels like stripping, which can be really good, like particularly if you have like a party or you want to do like a big cleanse of your house or yourself or whatever it might be. Like I love sage, particularly when we have like parties and we have multiple people here. Then I will definitely use like sage to cleanse the space. But what I'm going to do now is disinfect my yoni egg, because I'm going to do a self-pleasure practice. So I literally just put it in like boiling hot water for about a minute or 2. I haven't done a self-pleasure practice or a yoni egg practice in the longest time. I'm actually a little bit shocked in that, because I used to do my self-pleasure practices, my feminine practices, quite religiously, because they were so life-changing, so transformative in terms of like everything, manifesting abilities, how I felt about myself, my relationship to life in general, my relationship to beauty, like my relationship to my womb, to my voice, like my relationship with other people. It just improved every aspect of my life. And it is definitely something that has kind of slipped away from me, which I think is normal. Like it happens, you know, we fall in and out of practices all the time, but this is something that I want to just make a regular habit to come back to. I honestly feel like a different person right now from who I was this morning, how I woke up in that fucking mood with my head, my limiting beliefs. I'm not gonna lie, like my head is still going like off tap, but that's okay. I'm gonna do another meditation and breath work tonight before I go to sleep. But yeah, I'm feeling so fucking good. Like if you're feeling like shit and you've been ignoring yourself and ignoring the feelings and the energy, and you're just like, it'll pass, like this is your sign and your reminder to just stop doing whatever that it is you're trying to do, whatever you're pushing, and just feed your energy, because it is so fucking important, particularly for my entrepreneurs out there who are doing the thing online, sharing your magic, sharing your offers with the world, maybe blogs, content, whatever it is. Take a moment to really clear up and nourish your energy, clear any like distorted energy in your field, because the person on the other end will be receiving that energy. Even though you might not be saying it, that's what they're getting. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go on a walk. Did you maybe want to go on What even is that sound, babe? What is that? We've been on many walks. I know, it's very exciting every time, isn't it? Okay, I need you to stop wiggling, mate, because I can't get this on. Hey, pay attention. Mamma mia! I literally did all of this work today, clearing my energy, calming my nervous system, centering myself, and I swear to God, every single time we put on The Last of Us, it just all goes out the window. It's such a good show, but literally the entire time I'm like on edge. Affects me. It's like I'm experiencing the show myself, and I keep having to like remind myself that I'm not in it, and I don't know these people, and this is all fake. It's not actually happening. It's actually ridiculous. But anyway, really good show. Not good for the nervous system though. Anyway, I've been thinking about a bath all day, so I'm gonna end the night off with a bath, which is just Such a vibe. Like, what a day this turned out to be. Not mad about it one bit.